Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we've currently got a bunch of idle ships here. And we're going to take all of these science ships, as well as all of these construction ships, well, these two construction ships anyway, and we're going to take them over to Eye of Ball, where there's an L-Gate. We're expecting the Kresh Collective to open the L-Gate eventually, and we want to be ready for that, so that looks good. Now, the Rubicon is currently idling in Okram, and we definitely want to do something about that. So we're going to colonize this habitat complex. There we go, something along the lines of that. And then we're going to grab this construction ship, and that's going to build a major orbital around Okram. We're going to build a couple of minor orbitals up over here in this asteroid belt. There's actually another one that we can build here, but I believe that is everything we can build in this system. It's not hugely significant, but it will take a little bit of time, so that's okay. So the Volga is out in Jaltham right now. This looks pretty done at this point. So in that case, we're going to need to move it to another location, which will end up being, let's see, we need to be up a little higher than this. Yeah, we've already done Mendok, I think. So we need to go to Polisti, which we're in currently. Beta Aquila is done. Biruta is done. Heidi Hole should be done as well. Is there actually anywhere else we need to go? Well, yeah, we can come down to Delta Refuge here. It's not going to be much, because there's just this station and a bunch of debris and the star. So all we can do is build a Habitat Central Complex here, but I guess that's what we're going to do. We're running out of places to build things, and that is good. That is very, very good. I want to go through every single one of these, and I want to go in here, and I want to check all of these. So we're going to head over here, and we can see this is good to go. This is good, and this is Nahal, right. So we need to go over to Sirius, and we can go, I mean, this is back to Nahal. Alpha Centauri is good. Radnet Science is good. No need to do anything here. Polaris, absolutely fine. Sol is, of course, okay. Alpha Centauri, we know, is absolutely fine. So then we've got Rimok, which is good to go. We've got Alpha Centauri again. Yeah, that's obviously fine. We've got Skiridon. Okay, then we've got Robalius. We've got Kadraka. As soon as this autosave is over. Yep, that seems good. Okay, so we're just checking to see if there's anywhere we missed here. That is the overall goal. And Caesar Science is being worked on, so that looks fine. Next up is Zakati, and yeah, that looks okay too. Canum, we're working on. We're fine here. This is currently in progress, I believe. Right? I mean, we've got a mining station here. Yeah, we've got a construction ship there. Okay. Over in Azalash, this is completely okay. Similar situation. We've got a construction ship in here somewhere, I'm sure. Right? Yes, we do. I just didn't see where. That is fine.
Initial colonization
so next
phase
up is
commencing.
going to be Robalius again, but this one we know is fine. And then we've got Nokum, which we are currently constructing at. Raman, which is fine. Mendok, we're currently constructing at. Excellent. Anything else? I mean, we've got Policy here, which is being worked on. Beta Aquila, looks good. Biruta, it's fine. Heidi Hole, we know that we already got this one. So that should be absolutely fine. And that's all of them. Okay, so we know that we have everywhere built as of right now. We're still working on finishing up some of these, to be sure. But that's a really, really good sign. I like it. So, we do have the Rhine, which is currently idle, and that is in Salieto. We're going to colonize here. And we're going to bring these guys right on in. And then, of course, we're going to need to build orbitals here. So, we're going to build a minor orbital here. We're going to build a minor here. This will be a major. This will be a major. And then we come out over here where there's apparently two asteroids right next to each other. Exciting. A pair of minor orbitals goes there. And then this, of course, will be a major orbital. This will be a minor and a major. Wonderful. That should be good. And these are intended to be idle at this time. So that looks fine. At this point, we don't have any additional major influence expenditures slated for our construction ships. Future expenditures of influence will come from orbital ring upgrades. So that is definitely noted. That, of course, means that we can start setting aside influence for attacking the Mechpuck's protectors. This is going to be pretty expensive. So we're going to have to claim every single system here, unfortunately. It's going to be a lot. Actually, this isn't as expensive as I expected. But it's still going to be fairly expensive. So we should make, like, a couple of claims here. I'm going to claim here for now. Just this one location. We can't afford to claim any others, but I was just looking at the overall cost and how many we needed to claim, and I think that that's going to overcap our influence, so we're going to need to do this a bit piecemeal, and that is fine. We know that we have 5 years at this point until that is finished. So 60 months, and what is 60 times 18? Pulling up a calculator here, 60 times 18 is 1080. Yeah, that should be ballpark what we need.
Blocker cleared.
Okay.
Nature
And then, of course,
will
there's a
not stand
Zenak
in the way of
continuance
progress.
down here, which is going to be like 4 years later. But this should be quite cheap down here at this point. Yeah. So I'm not too concerned about the influence for that. That'll be absolutely okay. It will be like 9 years before we're able to do that, though. So that seems fine. We're going to start deleting construction ships fairly soon, and that's a very good sign. I'm very, very pleased about that. Let's look for some unemployment here. I believe that there may be some. On Sol Prime, huh? I mean, we have a lot being worked on here. So I'm not too concerned about this one. That should be absolutely fine. No issues. Just waiting for the autosave here. There we go. And now we're going to need to continue to check through these. So we're constructing in Fulbadan, and we're building... Okay, this is a ruined district. Right. I'm going to build these zero-G research districts, but then I want to get astro mining bays maxed out here. As maxed out as we can. We're not quite fully maxed out. We need to wait for this ruined district, but that's okay. So we'll come back to that. And what else might we need? Well, probably not very much, to be honest. Yeah, that's looking good. Okay, so we are up to 2848 population. We've got a Shantari. Interesting. Let's assimilate you, shall we? There we go. They are being assimilated, so that is now perfect. And of course, we've got some idle ships here, but we're just waiting on the Kresh Collective, so we may spend some additional influence on claiming the L cluster. Thanks, Windows. I don't want to restart right now. We may end up claiming the L cluster, of course, and that will cost us some additional influence. So that is understood. We're going to move all of these guys in position to go through the L gate if the Kresh Collective opens it. Keep in mind, we can't open it. We don't have an L gate in our systems. And for whatever reason, actually we will have an L gate when we have the LR9 Singularity. If they haven't opened it by then, we will. So that seems good. As far as the invasion of the Mechpuck's protectors go, there's a fair number of invasion vectors here. So we would attack via Seapooks, Savasic, Hoof, Ophel, and Glowus, and the LR9 Singularity.
Initial colonization phase.
Most of their fleets are in Hoof, though, and we would definitely want to prioritize taking that. The Shenandoah has finished up over here, and honestly, there's not anywhere else we need it to go, although it looks like we need to build orbitals here. So that is absolutely fine. We're out over here right now, so we do need to build orbitals. So we're going to build a major orbital here. This will be a minor orbital. Minor here. This will be a major. This will, of course, be a major orbital over the star. Oh, there's stuff up over here. Well, this is mildly awkward in terms of the directionality, but sure.
Council agenda ready.
We'll get a major orbital up there, and then coming down this way, we'll need a major here, and this will be a major, and then there's nothing else to be built here. So once this is all completed, this construction ship can be destroyed. We don't need it anymore. The Indus is over in Azalash. This is a very similar situation here, where we need to colonize here. There we go. And then we're going to need to get a bunch of orbitals built. So this is going to be a minor here. These are apparently minors. Noted. Azalash Prime, of course, has the orbital ring, and a lot of this stuff here, it's just going to be minor orbitals, right? So we're just going to do that. This is going to be a major orbital. And then these are going to be minor. Excellent. Something about like that. And then this, once again, can get destroyed. Perfect. So there's not too much left to construct. The Susquehanna is in Nokum at this point, and we do need to build orbitals here as well. Looks like all we built here was Nokum Prime. The orbital has not been constructed here. So let's build the Habitat Central Complex. That is most of our influence. I didn't realize that hadn't been built here. So that kind of removes that statement about all of our influence for our construction ships being allocated.
Blocker cleared.
I believe now
Nature
it's all
will not
allocated.
stand
We're
in the
very,
way
very
of
close to it.
progress.
So that looks good. We are currently at 12 of 12 Titans. How are we doing on the construction of that Titan? 275 days on that? Okay. That is going to be another fleet. So that is going to dramatically increase our energy credit cost. Minerals are also kind of a bit low, so we definitely could use some work in that regard. Yeah, for sure. So that's all noted. We don't have too much to do as far as unemployment goes right now, but we have a lot of constructions to do on our worlds. We're nowhere near maxed at this point. But we're making progress on that, shall we say. That is absolutely fine. We're currently at 22 out of 23 starbases. We could increase our starbases by building one, say, down in... Or actually, it would go, like, here in Delta Refuge, perhaps? I don't know. Maybe we want to do that. What would we want to do with it? Would we want it to be an anchorage? It'd be interesting if we could, like, collect some of this debris or something. I don't think we can, but let's go ahead and upgrade this, and we'll figure out what we want that to be. Now, we are low on minerals at this moment. I'm going to buy in some minerals just to stave off our running out of minerals for a while. And we are net negative on our Unity right now.
Council
that is
agenda
understood. -1 rare crystal. Okay. Well, we have 3 notifications over here, and let's see if any of that is unemployment, because if it is, that would be great. Bulbadon still has unemployment. I mean, that's going to become a 0G research district, though. So that's not really anything that we can use to address any of these situations for the moment. Although we can put in this astral mining bay here, which will eventually help. Okay. Yeah, we're really just waiting for some population growth here. So that's fine. The Rio Grande 2 is in Mendoc. And what did we finish here? Oh, is this another situation where we don't have the orbital habitat? I believe it is. Okay, so we're going to enter orbit up over here. We don't quite have the influence for the orbital habitat yet. Who is this? The Laven Union wants to establish an embassy, huh? The Laven Union is in our Federation, right? They should be. Yeah. They absolutely are. They're under the Free Brill administration, though. So that makes sense. So the Rubicon 2 is out over here. Yeah, that's correct. We're just waiting at this point to be able to build this habitat, which now I believe this is our last habitat.
Concluded.
It's very close, regardless. Energy weapon fire rate finishes. I think energy credits from jobs would be very useful here. We are running a sometime deficit of energy credits, so that's definitely something to think about doing. So we know we're going to need 160 influence for this construction ship here. We need 39 more, so that's going to be like 3 months. Yeah, something like that. That's okay,
Initial
but
colonization
we would definitely
phase
prefer that it
complete.
be, you know, a little faster than that. We should certainly consider building a robot assembly plant here. And yeah, that energy credit deficit is rough. Where's that going? pretty much to ships. Are we not docked? We might not be actually docked here. It looks like we are, though. Intriguing. Let's tell all of these guys to make sure that they're docked. And they should be. Let's see if that changes around our energy credits at all. But it shouldn't. That should leave them exactly where they are. But we'll find out.
Initial colonization phase commencing.
Okay. Yeah, we're still negative here. That is understood. So it's fine for now. We can do things like selling off food or consumer goods. And we can do something like this. This is already pretty much minimum cost. Okay, basically everyone is selling these. Sure. Well, that'll buy us a little time, and that is absolutely fine. Okay, so over here in Mendoc, we're going to get started on what I believe is our final Habitat Central Complex. We'll find out how real that is, but I think it is. So we're just waiting on the year tick here. There we go. Cool. So this Habitat Central Complex is now constructing. Wonderful. And looks like we are actually missing a few ships here.
Initial colonization phase commencing.
I see. These are actually queued up from a really strange station, from the Biruta station. I'm going to cancel all of these from the Biruta station. Fifth Fleet here. Why don't we have a destroyer here? But yet the fleet is at full strength. Okay, that was on the way. That's noted. So this is also at the Biruta station. I don't know why, but okay. We're going to cancel those and then reinforce them. And now these are going to be built much faster. Perfect. So that looks good. Kinetic weapon fire rate finishes. And next we can go for something like kinetic weapon damage, probably. That'll be fine. Cool. So no real problem there. We're just waiting on a bunch of this construction to finish, and then we have like 1 trillion jobs that we need to fill, right? That's where a lot of these resources are going right now, is to upkeep for idle jobs. And that's not necessarily ideal, but it's fine for now. So this Titan should be finishing up over here fairly soon. -8 on the rare crystals. Okay. That is definitely something that we want to take action on. Now, our unity is currently negative as well, which isn't necessarily surprising. We are running Will to Power right now, which is boosting up our influence. So for the moment, this is about where we want to be. I'm content with dropping our unity for the moment. So we're deliberately running that negative. That all sounds good for now. So at this point, this fleet has finished, and I want to move it over to Sol. So we're going to do that and not be in orbit there. We're going to be in orbit here. We want a leader for this, and I guess you would do? Sure, you would do. We'll hop into the fleet manager here, and we'll add our ships. So it'll be something like this. We know that this is 10, 10, 10, and then the rest of them are Corvettes. Cool. Something along the lines of this. Okay, so we can reinforce this whenever we like, and let's go ahead and get started on that right now. That is going to, of course, boost up our naval capacity a fair amount. It's something that we definitely want to bring up, which is a good argument, actually, for making the station out over here into an anchorage station. Which that'll be done upgrading in about 30 days. Cool. In fact, I want to go through our stations here quick, although I do see a notification here. We may have unemployment. Let's just see here. No, we don't. Okay. So I want to go through some of these stations here. And yes, we can upgrade a lot of orbital rings. I'm well aware of that. But I want to check these to see if there's anywhere. Okay, it's just this Delta Refuge station. We don't even have anything up over here. Well, we've got this in Biruta. Yeah, we should get rid of this shipyard here. I'm going to turn this into an anchorage station. It's building Federation ships? Okay, stop that. I'm going to turn this into an anchorage station. So these are all going to become anchorage slots, and then this is a crew quarters right now. We're going to make that be a hydroponics bay. This is going to be, of course, a naval logistics office. This is going to be a resource silo, and I guess a dark matter listening post is okay here. Sure, why not? So we'll get that all started. That'll boost up our naval capacity somewhat, but it's not going to be fantastic. We're also going to definitely want to come into Delta Refuge, and I think making this into an anchorage station is the correct way to go here.
Construction project
So first things first, we're going to put in a pair of anchorages, and then this is going to be a naval logistics office, and then we'll upgrade that straight on up. Okay, for a second there, I thought that these outposts here were like debris that we could research with a science chip. No, they're not. That is not how that works. Okay, fantastic. So Earth currently has one too many people, and we're going to need to move that over to somewhere with jobs, like Kadraka Industrial would work. There we go. Cool. No problem there. So that is handled, and we're, of course, looking to continually fill up those jobs. A lot of these worlds, the jobs are finishing, or rather are filling. We're just seeing it invisibly, because a lot of these worlds do currently have open jobs on them. And some of them have a crazy number of open jobs on them. 48 open jobs on this generator station, and it's not even done yet. We can put in a pair of industrial districts here, and we can upgrade all of this. That, of course, is going to... These cost volatile motes, right? Pretty sure they cost volatile motes when they're upgraded. That should be relatively fine, although we've only got +1 volatile motes right now. We'll work on that. Our economy definitely needs to get scaled up a little bit here. There's no doubt about that. We need pops. We are getting pops. We're up to 2864 now, but we could certainly use more. So that is all looking relatively fine. It is a crazy amount of development that we have. Absolutely insane. Building tall is exceptionally strong now. I think there's no doubt about that. So that's great. We are going to continue to boost up our naval capital.
Initial colonization phase.
And that's going to be fairly important. We have finished up colonization out over here, and we're, of course, going to build a robot assembly plant there. We need pops, so as many robot assembly plants as we can get would be good. That is absolutely fantastic. Cool. So I'm just checking through here, seeing if there's anything to be done. The answer is not right now. So that all seems fine for the moment. I do want to come up over here. We're up to 141 influence. That is not as much influence as I'd hoped to be at right now. But of course, we spent we spent 420 influence. Yeah, that is indeed the amount that we spent here. We spent 420 influence on building those 2 habitats. So that's not terrible in terms of our influence gain, actually. I'm relatively okay with that. We have a council agenda ready. We can launch our military build-up agenda, and we should probably go with something like specialist pop resource output. Yeah, let's get going on that. We could definitely use some additional resource output. No doubt about that one. So I would like to continue to work on making claims out over here, but of course it's going to be fairly slow going until we stop spending influence on our construction ships, which will be incredibly soon. We might already be done with that until such a time as the L gate opens. So there is that. It is about time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we're going to continue to work on our economy, get these constructions done, and get these construction ships removed. That will be very good to have this phase of the project completed. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Xenocyte, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.